Hi guys, Crochet Connect here. I'm coming to you today with actually a couple of amendments to my holiday tag video that I did a few days ago, and also a few finished items I want to show you. So first, the amendments. When I was talking about my favorite holiday movie, I knew there was one that I really liked that I really wanted to mention, but for some reason it wasn't coming to mind. And so I do have a collection of Christmas movies that I bought on DVD, only ones that I really like. So I was just naming off a few of those. But I knew there was one that I couldn't think of, and then I remembered it maybe a couple of hours after I did my video, but I didn't want to redo it, so I'm just going to do an amendment here. So my favorite Christmas movie is Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't know why I like that one so much. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I am just so amused by it. I don't know why, and I have to watch it every year. And also, I think I forgot to mention The Santa Claus with Tim Allen. I really like the first one, and I own the first one. I haven't bought the sequels. They're okay, but I don't like them enough to want to own them and spend money on them. If they're on TV, I'll sit and watch, but they're not, I don't know, for me, they're not great enough that I want to spend money on them. But definitely the first one. And also, I know I mentioned the Home Alone movies in my last video, and by that I want to clarify that I mean the first two with Macaulay Culkin. There have been at least 3 other ones that I know of, 2 with 2 different boys and 1 with a girl, I think. And I haven't watched any of those, and I don't ever want to watch any of those. They look so ridiculous. So when I say Home Alone, I mean the first 2. I usually try to watch at least the first one every year, and I'll watch the second one if I have time. But yeah, so those are my movies. I also wanted to talk about a holiday tradition. There was one thing I forgot to mention when it came to gift giving in my family. The space under the Christmas tree was only for gifts from family members to family members, and Santa left gifts in the stockings. So anything that was too large in dimension to fit in the stockings, or if he left too many things to fit in one stocking, he would leave a nice strategically structured mound of gifts on the floor under the stocking. And so it was always exciting to wake up Christmas morning to just a mound of stuff on the floor under our stockings. It was great. Also, so the space under the tree was for gifts from family. So we would just wrap our gifts and put them under the tree whenever we finished our shopping. So all throughout December, each day or each week, you'd see more and more presents appearing under the tree. So it was really exciting to see them appear all through the month until Christmas Day, and wonder what was under there. It was great. So that was kind of our tradition. And I wanted to mention about real Christmas trees. I mentioned we could never have one. My husband and I could never have one in our old apartment because they were considered, the real ones were considered fire hazards. We could have one now. We now live in a house. But as I mentioned in my previous video, I'm worried my cats will try to go at it and eat it, because my cat specifically will try to chew any real plant. I can't keep any real plants in the house. But also, there was one year when I did go out and scrounge up some evergreen branches, and I made a little centerpiece on my table with them. And then I started noticing over a few days that there were these tons of these teeny tiny little bugs. I have no idea what they were, coming off the branches and crawling all around my table. So now I'm afraid to have a real Christmas tree in the house, because if I got all those bugs just from a couple branches, what am I bringing into my house with the whole tree? And we had enough insect infestations in our apartment. I am so tired of insects. I don't want to risk bringing any more into the house. So that is also another reason why we don't have a real Christmas tree. So I just wanted to mention that as well. So I think those are all the amendments I wanted to make. So now on to my finished items. In my last crochet video, I showed you that I completed the red, orange, pink, and gold bowling pins. And I have completed the rest now. So I have a light green, a dark green, a lavender, a purple, a blue, and a yellow. So that is all 10 pins complete. And I also completed the ball. Disregard the tails, by the way. I've been too lazy to weave them in. I just finished them a couple of days ago, and I just haven't bothered to weave them in yet, but I'm going to weave them in sometime in the next couple of days. So the ball is made by crocheting 2 half circles, basically 2 shells, and then putting them over a styrofoam ball and slip stitching them together. So that's why there's a ridge there. That's the slip stitch ridge. I had to add 6 more rounds than the pattern called for because it wouldn't fit over the ball for some reason. Even though I was using a bigger hook, it still didn't come out the right size for some reason. So I added extra rounds. I added 2 extra rounds on this side, and then the 2 extra rounds on this side, and it still wasn't long enough. So I just kept going and added 2 more extra rounds on this side. So that's why the pink is wider on this side than this side. So there's 4 extra rounds on this side, 2 extra rounds on that side to make it fit over the ball. So there's the ball. And I tried to use every color in the ball that we have in the bowling pins. And before I started this project, I did show in a previous video all the different brands of yarn I used. They were just yarns in my stash. I will put that video down below in case anybody's interested. And the pattern came from this company's Coming Crocheting Toys book. I have no idea where you can get this book from. I got this from a closing sale. We used to have a department store here very similar to Walmart, but it was called Zellers. It was a Canadian chain, and they closed down in 2012, I believe. And I found this at the closing sale. The cover price here, suggested retail $9.99. I don't know if that is Canadian or American. There's no indication there. It just says suggested retail $9.99. And I remember I got this for somewhere around $3 because it was on the clearance sale. It was about 70% off. So that's where I got this from. I have never seen this anywhere else. I did look it up on Amazon before I started this video, and the copyright is like 2011, so I think it's out of print now. And on Amazon, like, it's not available through Amazon. It's one of those items that's like available through the sellers, new and used, for like an exorbitant amount of money. So I guess it's out of print now and hard to find. So unless you pay, I think it was somewhere around like $25 or $30 on the Canadian Amazon. I don't know about the American Amazon. I can't remember. I checked there too, but I can't remember what they were asking there. So unless you want to go through one of those sellers and pay that, I have no idea where else you can get it from. Otherwise, I would put a link down below, but I have no idea. And back maybe about 5 or 6 years ago, I started crocheting these little stars. I was going to hang them all over my Christmas tree, and then I got like 4 of them done, and then I just kind of quit and put them off for several years. Every year, I kept meaning to work on more stars, and I just didn't. And I finally finished them this morning, actually. I made 10. That was always my goal, to have 10 stars to put on my Christmas tree. These are just the tails, but I might just make a loop out of the tails, and although that's gonna end up being an upside down star, but anyways, so these are granny stars, which I got the pattern from a YouTube video, but I don't remember what channel it was on. I don't have the link anymore, because in the time that between when I started these until now, I switched computers a couple of times, I think. I got new laptops a couple of times, and one of the new laptops I got right after I switched over my bookmarks, then I did a Windows update and it crashed and I lost all my bookmarks. And just before I did the Windows update, I had deleted all my bookmarks from my old computer. So then it crashed. I lost all the bookmarks on my new computer. I didn't have them on my old computer anymore, so I lost a lot of crochet links. So I don't remember where this came from. If I can find it, I will put the link down below. I managed to finish them this morning because luckily, back when I first started crocheting these, I wrote down the pattern from the video on a little notepad I have. But I will try to look for the video in case anybody's interested in these. They are granny stars, or you can look it up on YouTube yourself. Just look for granny stars. I don't think there were very many videos for them, so you probably won't have too much trouble finding them. So as I said, I have 10, and I'm going to hang them on my Christmas tree. And I think that's all I have to show today. So I will be back sometime around New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, to do my year recap on or my update on whether I completed my year goals and my year goals for 2019. So yeah, so I think that's it for today. I hope everybody has a good holiday if you celebrate Christmas, or a good whatever else you celebrate. If you don't celebrate anything, just have a good next couple of weeks, and I will see you close to New Year's. Happy crafting!